When you first open Estimator Express, this is the menu you will see. Depending on the software you are using or trialing, you will see the various features and bonus packs installed. You can also review the status of your software, support and merchant accounts by clicking on the icons. In this case, you can see that on my machine, I'm running multiple accounts for Jewson's, Crystal Direct, HBXL's Price Tracker account, Builder Warehouse, and the TradePoint accounts. On this menu, you can also add your company name and address. Double-click, the menu appears, and you can enter the information there. To the right of the screen, you will see that access to support is available by clicking on the links to our support site, which provides numerous videos and access to the telephone support line. Remember, during your trial, you have unlimited access to our support team, so if you get stuck, do not hesitate to call us and discover why 97% of our customers rate our support as excellent. However, during this introduction to Plans Express and Estimator Express, which is also known as visual estimating, we recommend that you first use the videos and printed material associated with this video. Now that you have seen an overview of how the software works, let's start using the software by going to My Settings, where we can configure the software to reflect your cost structures, specification preferences, favorite suppliers, markups, etc. Remember, everything you do in the Settings menu will affect any new jobs you subsequently estimate. In effect, we are setting up our standard library, which we will call upon for each new job. Please note that once you have created an estimate, unless you ask the software to modify an old estimate by updating the price, changes in the settings and standard library will not affect existing jobs you have previously created with your previous price books and specifications. Let's start by looking into the price book in the settings. Click on My Price Books. Select the Master Price Book. To open the Master Price Book, double-click or select the Open My Price Book button. Note, you can also copy a price book and create a new price book containing prices for labor and plant, perhaps used in another area. For example, if you are based outside London, but have a job inside central London, you may want to create a central London price book. We will ignore this feature for the time being and use the standard Master Price Book. Once you have opened the Master Price Book, you can then choose which section you wish to review. Let's start with the Labor section. Choose Labor and press Select. The price book then opens, and you can see that there are about 50 labor resources and gangs, with a price set against each item. It is important to review these prices and enter the rate you pay for each labor resource before you start real estimating. You can do this for each item by selecting, for example, the two bricklayers and mate, and then, selecting the Edit Resource button, you can then change the price of the resource to reflect your cost structure. Remember that the hourly rate for employees must take into account wages, national insurance and holiday pay, and any other benefits such as pensions and transport provision. The hourly rate should also take into account the number of productive hours worked by each labor resource. For example, if the gang nominally works 8 hours per day, but lose an hour each day travelling and leave home a couple of hours earlier on a Friday, then the number of productive hours will be less, say 33 hours. Subcontract hourly rates will normally be a single figure provided by the contractors, as the contractors normally cover all associated costs. As we will see later, these hourly rates are then converted into metre squared rates for the various items, e.g. laying metre squared of brickwork or blockwork. More of this later. You can also edit all of the items more quickly using the mass editing tool. This unlocks the price column, allowing you to edit all labour resources very easily. Now spend a few minutes editing the labour resources. Let's now have a look at plant. Click on the section pull down in the toolbar and select plant. The system moves to the plant screen, and you will see that this works in the same way as labour. Let's review some of the rates, for example skips. To find a resource type quickly, you can filter out skips and lorries, etc. by selecting the spoil removal from the type menu. Now you can see that only spoil removal items are shown on screen. Now change the price to reflect the cost you are paying for skips. Click OK. Note, you can also create your own plant and labour resources using the Add button. We'll have a look at this in the Materials section. We will now have a look at the Materials section in the Price Book. Select Materials in the section pull-down menu. On screen, you will see that the layout for the material resources is the same as the labour and plant resources. The main difference, however, in the data is that you will see on the screen that there are a number of different suppliers for various materials. All suppliers which do not have prices highlighted in red have been automatically downloaded in just a few seconds from our servers. If you are using a trial version of the software, you will only have price tracker resources on your screen and not the various major suppliers. If you are running a full version of the software, you will see that the additional suppliers you requested when you bought the software, provided a few days have elapsed for the catalogues to be set up for you by the suppliers, will appear also on screen. To access and select up to 500,000 products online for use in the software, select the Web Catalogue button in the main toolbar. Note, if you are trialing the software, or you do not yet have accounts open, you will not be able to use this feature. Once you have accessed a catalogue, you can either find materials by keyword, e.g. block or window, etc., or by navigating down into the merchant catalogues. Let's type block into the input bar. The software will then list anything with the name block within it. Clearly, this is rather a broad description and has pulled up numerous items. To select an item, simply tick the box, scroll down to the bottom of the data, and click Add to Master Price Book. Confirm OK, and next time you do a download, the materials will be downloaded into your software. Let's do that now. Estimator Express will then download and update all prices and products from Jewson's. Over 7,000 PVCU doors and windows from Crystal Direct, along with thousands of prices from HBXL's Price Tracker and Builder Warehouse, and then finally, in this case, from TradePoint. Click OK, and all the new materials are then available. Once you have selected and downloaded additional materials, if you have an account with these suppliers and you have agreed discounts with them, then you will note that the discounts you receive from the supplier should appear in the discount column. If they do not appear, or you have any other queries, please call technical support or talk to your software sales consultant. Alternatively, you can add an adjustment to each price reflecting the discount you get from your supplier. To make an adjustment, either use the Edit Adjustment button or the Mass Editing tool. Select the product you want to look at, press Edit Resource, and you can make the adjustment on screen. Note that if you're enjoying a discount on the particular product, enter a negative percentage. Click OK. Using the Mass Editing tool, you can edit all the adjustments in one go. You can also drag these down to edit multiple items. With Estimator Express, you can also add your own products. To create a product, select a similar item to the one you wish to create. In this case, I'm going to pick an MOT Type 1 bulk bag. Press Add New Resource. You will now notice that a dialog appears populated with the copied description, prices and suppliers. You can edit the description and cost and add a new supplier, and vary the other fields such as delivery, payment terms and wastage. I'm happy with the basic description, but the basic price from this particular supplier is £35 a bag. The units of purchase remain the same, but in this case I'm going to mark this as a provisional supplier. If I want to create my own supplier, I simply press Add and add the new supplier in the dialog box. I can also vary the delivery and payment terms, VAT and wastage that I wish to allow on this particular product. When you are happy with it, click OK and the product is saved. Notice that the price is highlighted in red because this is a user-maintained product. All resources, including labour, plant and material, can be added in the same way in their respective sections of the software, so that you can use a mix of downloaded and custom items to reflect precisely how you work. You can also locate material types using the Type Selection pull-down. In this case, I'm going to look for bricks. The software takes a few seconds and then reveals all the brick type products from all the different suppliers. Once you have explored the data and toolbars, close the price book using the Close button at the top left hand of the screen. As with all items in Estimator Express, the changes to the data will be automatically saved for you when you press any Close button. Once you have closed the price book, you can then access the other library items. Press back to return to the main menu.